Hello, everybody, and this is episode 19 of Shoot the Breeze, a chill interview and a chill time all around for you and me. I am your host, Heavy Divider. Alongside me is, well, a very humbling individual. As a matter of fact, he is somebody you can always have a good time with, as a matter of fact, meme with for the most part, be in dancing, jokes, or basically be able to just have a good time all around and friend session in general. My guest for tonight, I've known him for quite a while, from being just voice impressions in general, being from, the famous Arnold impersonation, as well as basically Daffy Duck, well, not Daffy Duck, but Donald Duck in general. But yeah, my guest for tonight, my guest for tonight is Arnie. He's known as ArnieTV, but I call him Arnie for short.
Hello.
Welcome, buddy.
Hi. Well, thank you for having me here. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a swell night tonight.
Yeah, we're having a good night overall for the sake of it, so, and just basically having a nice chill night for the most part. But let me ask you this really quickly. How the hell did we meet?
For one of our friends from that you told me.
Yeah, I can give you the story behind. So this was a Friends of Guest Pug World, the Pug, and I remember you walking around with well, there was a different version of Emma, your avatar on hand, and basically that fedora hat and all that. And I met you through Firebrainer Axel when he was walking around in a 2D CC emote. And I basically, me and him were chilling. We were just watching you in the back. This was on the second floor. You were just talking to everybody, doing some stuff, and you came by and just said hello to us or so. I never met you in person. I've heard stories about you from different people here and there, but I never got a chance to meet you like in VR person. So it was nice to be able to do that, as well as just basically gift around or so. And I actually remember one specific moment where basically in that same world, Spork of Love was in the basement singing, and basically Firebrainer brings out like a 2D dick butt, as well as me bringing out my heavy dick butt, and basically we just went in there, just basically just stood there and see if Spork noticed us, and sure enough they did, and I think that was clipped on your stream actually. That was clipped on one of your streams not too long ago for that. But
wow,
yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Long time ago. Yeah, 2018 actually. That was a long time, but for the most part, yeah, it's still a lasting friendship overall. So, but yeah, that's how we met.
Oh.
That's how we met.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Nailed it.
But, let me ask you the second question on it, being your VRChat origins. What got you into VRChat, for the most part? What kind of made your interest for this?
Okay. So I gotta say this is life for me wasn't that great. I just didn't take anything else for gratitude. So I was on YouTube like every night, just watching stuff, and I saw one of my favorite YouTubers, like Chunchasku, Devil Artemis, Goddess Cressella, and they were just playing VRChat, and I was just having a laugh and enjoying their content, and I thought, I wonder I should download this game and just like walk around and just say hello. And then I've been doing the Arnold voice for years, since high school, so I thought I'd try that, and yeah, tried it out. Lo and behold, here we are.
Well, there we go. There we go on hand. I mean, usually that's the thing too. Like almost anybody on hand who's ever got interested in VRChat usually came from like YouTube in general, for like different videos on hand, or like maybe you stumble across it on hand, which is usually the method for the most part. But yeah. So to ask you this too, besides this game or so, what other hobbies you had on hand that you would play to if you weren't interested in like playing this game for the most part? Because I have it broke down from some of the stuff we used to do. Like I remember Overwatch. I know you play a lot of Team Fortress 2, as well as like some FPS shooters and stuff. But anything else besides that?
Well, outside the video games, I like to work on cars. I race cars. I do outdoor activities like hiking, like we're working out, riding motorcycles too, and yeah. I play airsoft too and shoot firearms as well. That's all. Yeah, that's the stuff I love to do outside of video games.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go, on hand. At least that entirely for the most part. It's like I understand working muscle cars and everything, just because I know Chaotic likes talking about that in general, like different kinds of cars. So like you and him have that common bond with each other, to be able to talk about cars in general.
We do.
guards in general for
Mhm.
overall sake. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get right down to the nitty and gritty on hand. So let me ask you this question. It's about Team Kinetic. Now, how,
Alright.
first things first, how the hell did that all start on hand? Like, when, from your humble
Alright.
bow, when did it begin?
Okay, from the very beginning. So what happened? I had this old friend group that I still do talk to, which I need to catch up with them, by the way. We went to this map called what's the map called? Where there's a lobby and there's a hallway towards to a stage. What's that one called? I can't remember what that one's called.
Stage. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Something night.
It's not. It's not Gaia Night. It's I'm trying to think here.
Yeah, if you guys know, like in the chat, if you do, lobby, hallway, and a stage, and there's couches and chairs and stuff.
Okay, I think it might come to. Oh, isn't that that like that talent show kind of map or so, where basically it's like you start out.
It's basically, yeah.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
And there's two entrances in the side of the stage, and there's a back room.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah. I can't think of the name of it.
So, continuing on, whatever the hell that map is called. I missed that map, by the way. So the group and I were just like walking. I was in the Arnold avatar that I found in a GTA 5 garage, and so I see this person in like an anime girl with the very short skirt and that like a seal outfit or whatever. And I first thought it was like an animation where you move the legs and stuff and all that stuff, and then I looked closer, and that was the first full body user I ever saw, and the person's name was Forcible. So I talked to I made a couple comments in the Arnold voice, and Forcible just like stopped and just looked at me. I'm like, uh-oh. So, and then he like just wrote when he was mute, "I love your voice." And yeah, and I watched Force Dance a couple of times, and then after that night I had to log off, didn't send a friend request or nothing. And then same thing happened. We went to another public lobby, and same map. Guess who's there? Forcible. And yeah, we sent a friend request, and we became really good friends there, and we had a 3-hour conversation. And I was friends with Junkrat at the time too. And so after we all got together with Venorak and all that stuff in case, we just like tried to make a plan of how we're gonna do this with streaming and YouTube and blah blah blah. And I was like starting a YouTube channel at the time, and then once Jakey was there, and so they make a team, and that's how Kinetic was born, and then that invited me in, and that's how that began.
And there we go. Yeah, and the rest was kind of been history on hand for the most part. Like, because understand, at that time or so, at the time or so, before I ever knew anything about Team Kinetic, I always knew something about Team 5 at that time. People on, and then when that gets disbanded or so, I was able to basically hang around certain people at that point from Team 5 just to be able to get a chance to know them as well as just basically friends before I ever knew anything about Team Kinetic, because before I even knew anything about you in general, I was mostly hanging around Cece. So, and then basically kind of all where basically I had kind of like wanted to get to know everybody else in general, from you to a little bit of everybody if I could. So yeah, but yeah, there we go. On hand, but at least a little bit of a thing on hand for the most part. I will ask this question on him because I only briefly knew a little bit of information on him, but I never heard of it. That's being about the gems, for the most part. Now, that was Tails' thing, right? Or VRC?
Yeah, that's Tails', yeah.
Tails' thing on hand. I don't suppose you know any information on how exactly you were able to get involved with that, or basically how that even started in the first place, or is it just basically Tails' thing long before?
Oh, gee. How could I say this? How could I say this? So, after what I think it was, Generation 2, I think. After that, so Tails and I knew each other for a long while, and he asked me, "Oh, am I in a team?" And I said, "Nope, I'm not." And then we had a long conversation about, okay, he's gonna have a next generation of gems, and he asked me if I want to join them. I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do the team thing again. So I just thought overnight, and you know what they say, it always doesn't hurt to pull the trigger and go for it.
Yeah, take a chance.
So why the hell not? Yeah. So took a chance, and I said yeah. And yeah, that's history right there.
Fish around hand with that for the most part. Like, understand too, I only met Tails maybe a few times on hand. Yeah, met him a few times on hand or so. I had maybe a short conversation, but I've never got a chance to meet him. But besides that or so, at least with that, or he was able to put his hand out there to be able to help you out, especially when you were going through a lot of things for the most part at that time.
Oh yeah. But I recommend being friends with Tails. Tails has been nothing but good to me.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things where you just gotta bump into him to see him again for the most part, especially for anybody else's sake. To change up a little bit on, so let me ask you about this. Do you still dance?
Yes, I do, but I don't dance in VR.
Don't dance in VR? Well, let me ask you this. During that time when you used to dance in VR, so what was the dance scene like for you entirely?
I don't know. Like, all I could say is I just really enjoy it, and heck, I'm the only one who does dance to electro swing, and just like I would like to be different than hippie hopper dancers.
No, I
like it's just like yeah, hip hop is not my thing, but I mean that's cool what they do, but it's just like not my style. Yeah. So electro swing's great music. It's great music.
Wait, and yeah, you were actually, if I remember correctly, yeah, you were one of the only few on hand. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. It's all good. But yeah, you were one of the few on hand where basically, like, you would have, like, a different type of style of dancing for the most part. Like, because I don't think I knew anybody else who did electro swing at that time, or just swing dancing in general. So, not that I'm aware of. Unless they're like...
Yeah, you're about right. Like, you're about right. Because it does involve with, like, a little bit of swing moves, and, how can I say it? Technotonic, if you ever heard of that. Like, technotonic style, and then, like, more technical at the same time.
No, I got you. I got you on hand. It's just like, yeah, it's just something interesting on hand because, yeah, it's kind of like, it goes outside the norm of, like, certain things nowadays with, like, dance crews and, like, you know, certain things people do for the most part in general. But yeah, it's something interesting on hand. It's like a style of its time, a different style of its time. And to kind of go down to it as well as basically about voice impressions. Where did the whole Arnold voice impression come from? Besides Arnold in general.
Oh man, well, since ever high school, I just love Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I watch his movies, and then it's like it's funny how the way he talks, and I just started to impersonate him, and I kept doing it and doing it and doing it while I was in like high school at the time, and people were like, "Oh, you sound almost like him." Like, really? Okay. So it's fun. It's just so much fun to do. So I kept doing that throughout the years.
And when you did that out the years or so, along the way, you begin to improve on like different like other voice impressions for the most part, like different other ones. I always knew you did for some reason I keep calling Daffy Duck. I meant Donald Duck impression, but there was also like other ones I know you did too. But I think it might rarely show itself here and there. Or
oh really? Hold on a second, I'll be back.
Oh, okay. That'll be all good.
Don't worry there, Dad.
No, you're good. Yeah, he's good. He's good on hand here. A second.
Tell me when I'm loaded.
And yeah, you're loaded. Oh god. Oh god. Well, here we go.
The chat.
Oh god.
Vote for Emperor Palpatine. You get all the free cookies. Do it.
To do it. Good god. Good lord. Well, at least it's like a different twist on hand. Like I said, it's been a while since I hung around you, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you pull stuff like that out of nowhere that quick. But
Oh, like trying new things is just absolutely fun.
yeah, I know it is.
You'll like never know like your potential.
Potential on hand, especially when you want to stretch out the different boundaries on hand for the most part. So depending on this topic on hand, past that is like for what you see and for what you've seen back then to where you are now. I would like to talk about the VRChat Current Present for you. Now, when you first started VRChat, like when you first began in I believe 2018, correct? How would you compare?
Yeah, beginning of it.
Yeah, how would you compare that time of it to where we are now? And are you happy with some of the certain changes that have been happening that they did, or do you wish certain things would be brought back with this current time?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to start on a bad note where I hate to say this, even if the devs are watching, I'm sorry, it's my opinion.
Brutally honest.
It's absolute fucking shit right now. Like, the optimization, yes, I get it with the different avatars and the animations and all, but it's just bugs every time. It's just, and I feel like, in my opinion, like, the devs are just being incompetent, in my opinion. Just because it's popular or good up there, it's just like, oh yeah, we'll just sit back here and just get a little bit here and there and not, like, try to keep improving the game. But, and everyone else goes into, like, private lobbies just because all the crashers and hackers, but and the other side of the coin, the community, the people, and what friends and family you can gain from here is just absolutely amazing. Even I met, it could be corny and all, but I met my true love here. I met a lot of my true friends here, and one of my favorite dream hobbies since I was like 13 is just be like a semi-successful content creator. I never thought I'd be here, just like without all the people who helped me out from the beginning till now. So that's what I see with like both sides of like VRChat. It's amazing, but the game is just unoptimized crap right now.
No, I know. It's one of those things where basically the game itself, it's got its ups and downs. It's no different than any other game. It has its ups and downs. And
That's true. That's very true.
And the thing about it is, too, is the fact that when it comes down to it or so, how you handle and fix the problems is usually based on how they approach the situation. And sometimes, yes, there might be things they put out there as a positive note or so, but sometimes when you have so much negativity that outweighs the positivity on hand, that's where basically, you got to sit down and get right down to figuring out, okay, what can we do to solve this main issue we have on hand? What can we do in our ability that we can focus on and make sure it doesn't break? Because I know it's hard. Like, technology stuff, it always breaks. Software, hardware, always breaks when you least expect it. But when it comes down to it, especially when you have so many people on hand, this stuff will break too.
Human engineering, something will always break.
Yep, something will always break. That's the whole VRChat cycle, Even if you put a patch out, something will break something. It's like a jigsaw piece. Sometimes sometimes you have this. Yeah. On hand for it. So to kind of dive back into your history on hand for so, let's talk about some VRC stories. Now, I know there might be some crazy stories on hand you might have experienced in your time, or basically certain things that kind of stand out in your own mind that you would just basically like something to look back on or something to laugh at for something that you didn't expect to happen on hand, or basically something that just kind of like came out of the blue, like random. But what would be some stories on hand that you would have that you would ever share with everybody else, or just like something that pops in your mind?
Well, the only one that pops in my mind is, okay, have you guys ever seen the YouTube videos called Bat Metal?
Bat Metal.
It's like Batman, like he's all super huge and he has like this super like fat lip, and they're pretty much like cover songs or like no, it's pretty much Metalocalypse, but they kind of like twist the lyrics and the animations are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a big avatar of like Batman from Bat Metal, and the vising on the lips is just absolutely horrible. Horrible. Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friends who's just talking like Christian Bale's Batman like that, I just lost my mind completely. I just go on the floor laughing my ass off, and he just kept harassing me with it. I just had to get off the headset. I was dying.
Okay. I have a story to share with you just because this is something you didn't expect on hand when you got raided, especially in VRC at one point. But basically, me and a couple others, Chaotic Langle, a few extra people, to basically found this pigeon. I think this pigeon, or I think it was a duck or pigeon avatar or something. But basically, it had a certain noise to it. I can't think. But basically, you were in a lag-free box doing something. And then basically, for some reason, it got really laggy because 12 to 13 people, I think, I can't remember who else was there. I think Don Italiano was there too. But basically, a couple of people just hopped in with this and basically started spamming that noise while you were there. While you were there just surrounded by nothing but ducks and pigeons or whatever it was model-wise. It was a bird avatar, I know that much. And just basically, it got to the point where it actually crashed you because of how many people were surrounding you just doing that. We didn't anticipate it, but it's like, oh, damn. We're in trouble.
I honestly love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just the small raids.
Like just trolling your friends and stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Just trolling your friends and just doing all that crazy stuff on hand for overall sake.
Mm-hmm.
Past that, let's talk about TwitchCon 2019. Now, we only briefly met for a little bit of time on hand, but I was going to ask, how was your experience at that TwitchCon, if I can ask?
It was pretty nice. I mean, 2019 was pretty nice. It was really cool to meet, like, friends from here, and then actually, like, finally meeting you. Yeah, it was like a really nice experience. If you in chat haven't been to TwitchCon ever, I totally recommend it. It's really fun, and like being a content creator, I'm still surprised that I met like a few bands.
Oh yeah, I mean, trust me, it was an interesting experience in the sense of basically just like I don't know if you've been there for I'm pretty sure you were there for 2018 on hand. I've never been there just because I didn't have the funding for it, and plus I was just taking care of my own thing. But I will say for the most part, it was very interesting to be able to see everybody in person. And I know for everybody else, it was a pretty awkward moment for the fact that, you know, you recognize everybody by voice. Now you got to try to see if you can find everybody by face. Try to hear them out and see who's what. So.
Yes. That reminds me. 2018 TwitchCon. I dressed as T800 with the leather jacket and the boots and the sunglasses and the haircut. Completely clean shaved face, and everyone knew right away.
Oh, there we go.
Everyone knew right away. Since I'm like 6'1" and I'm like a pretty big dude. Like, oh, Arnie.
Yeah, there you go. Who's that in the distance? Clearly, we know who it is. Clearly know who he is on hand.
I'm a pretty big princess. What do you mean?
Good God. Good Lord. So, past that on hand, this is going to be out of nowhere because I honestly don't think you're that kind of person, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, let's talk about anime for the most part. Now...
Oh, okay.
So, when I say anime, what would be the first series that pops in your mind when you think anime, for the most part? Something that you've already watched. Trigun?
Trigun, yep.
Trigun, that's a classic.
You can call me anime boomer, I don't give a crap. It's a good one. I totally recommend it.
That's fine. I grew up in the Adult Swim golden age, so I know about Trigun.
Hey, high five. Me too. That's where I watched Cowboy Bebop too.
Yeah, Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, Tenchi, and Yu Yu Hakusho and all that. And Inuyasha. I remember that era.
Inuyasha is in there too, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that era clearly on hand. Past that or so, I was gonna ask too, what would be the anime that hits you close to home? Like when you first watch it or anything, what would be something that you can relate to? Like wholeheartedly on hand.
Oh my god. Well, I gotta say, over a month ago, my girlfriend showed me this one called Violet Evergreen.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Or Evergarden. Evergarden.
Evergarden.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I absolutely cried on like one of those episodes. I'm not even kidding.
Mhm.
I cried because it just like, yep, that just happened to me, and I know that feeling when you lose someone that you love dearly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All people in the world will know that for me. All the people in the world know that as well. You know, just be able to lose somebody on hand too, for all sake.
I did.
I forgot. I also forgot to ask you this question too. Basically, besides the anime or so, what would be your favorites? When you had on hand that you used to watch, or basically something like nowadays or so. I don't know if you keep up with too much of it on hand since you're always busy. But
Not really. But I gotta say, since I'm into racing cars, definitely Initial D.
Initial D, that's a classic.
Yeah. Even though season 4 and season 5 is completely unrealistic, I still watch.
I will say too, if you ever want to know what Eurobeat is like, well, show them Initial D. They'll get right into it.
They'll understand.
They'll understand. Understand on hand. So this will lead me.
Will get you hype.
Yeah, get you hype up. Just kind of get you hyped up to where basically you just want to be more creative than anything else before. So, but I will say too, this leads me down to my last question I was going to ask. As you can see, we have this camera here, and I'm going to give you the center floor right here, so that way you can be right in front of it. And basically, what I'm going to ask you is this: what are your goals and dreams? And if you have any advice you would ever want to part with anybody, what will be your best advice you can ever give to anybody? I'm going to back up. I'm going to let you have the floor for this.
All right. So, my absolute goals and dreams is want to have a house, simple house, have a race car, and like just be really in the racing. And I want to take my content creation to its full, like, absolute potential. But the message behind all that is believe in yourself. Don't ever doubt yourself like too much like I do. Just believe in yourself. See the vision, and you see the opportunity, attack. And take that opportunity, and you'll reach your goals. Just keep looking forward. Don't look back. Don't listen to any naysayers. Move forward. Look forward. Without any hesitation. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, I was gonna say all those are pretty noble on hand for the most part. Like, I'm just telling you. Very noble on hand, as well as just basically be able to share it. And I want to let you know, I'm gonna part some advice to you, because I'm pretty sure you've said this a few times about yourself, but I want to let you know right away. You're not a dead streamer. I want to let you know. You want to know why I know that? You know why I say that? It's because you have not given up. You didn't quit. You didn't stop what you were doing and say, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to do something else. You didn't quit. You're still going. You're redirecting yourself and going into that direction. You're not dead. You're more alive than anything else.
He's absolutely correct. See? This is what friends are for. This is what family's for.
Yeah.
They have your back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, trust me, I will lift you up, dude. You might be a big guy, but I'm going to pick you up by any means necessary to be able to help you up. So.
All right, well, then when you're down, I'm going to yeet you. And it's going to feel great at first.
Yeah, it's going to feel great at first, and then you're just going to fireman's carry me all the way.
And then you see the ground. I'm like, oh, wait, how am I supposed to get back up now?
Great.
Nope, I got you.
I got you. Just roll me over. But yeah,
Volleyball.
but yeah, man, you got this. And trust me, don't give up
Thank
on
you.
yourself. And I live by this words, but I want to give it to you because I know you can do well with them. Be determined, be persistent, be patient. You got this.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Not a problem, buddy. Not a problem. And with that in mind, guys, that will be episode 19 of Shoot the Breeze. Thank you guys so much.